Hi Jeff, I'm Karen from Kansas City, and my question is pertaining to the shares program. My philosophy is to work smarter, not harder, and I was wondering why, if United has control over the shares program, why it cannot be reprogrammed to run more efficiently, not only for the agents that do the job and work with it, but for our customers. And an example of our customers are our elite customers, 1Ks, Global Services, who through the programming that United has sustained, that they're unable to get their miles that they're supposed to be getting, and they're having difficulty talking to anybody and getting the situation rectified. So once again, my question is, can we reprogram shares so that everybody can be happy?
Karen, in the first week of last March, as you know, we converted to a single passenger service system, a single loyalty program. We made changes to the loyalty program. We converted to a single website, and we made a lot of policies and procedures change at the same time. And that was a lot of change. It was a lot of change for our coworkers. It was a lot of change for our customers. It was a massive project, and it didn't go perfectly. As any project of that size, you would expect things not to work perfectly. But most of the issues that we've had with our high-level elite customers, Global Services or 1K, as you said, we've fixed those things. We had long call volumes coming into our contact centers. Whereas today, we're answering the calls in our contact centers at essentially the same amount of time as we were before we did the conversion. And issues with miles being accrued, we've got most all those issues solved as well, and now miles are showing up in people's accounts within 48 hours of the flight, and that's pretty good, and we'll work to even shorten that as well. What's important for our agents is to have good functional tools so that they can give the good customer service that they want to give. But we learned from moving so quickly with all this change that it's better for everyone if we stage the changes in more slowly over time. So what we're going to do for our agents is we're going to introduce different modules, different easy-to-use functionality on top of shares, while letting you, as an agent, for example, run native shares at the same time. And we'll introduce these modules over time. The first one, I think, will be roughly in October, and then every few months afterwards, we'll introduce new modules and grow and grow and grow, and ultimately have a complete span of functionality, or a complete package of functionality for our agents, whether they're at the airport or whether they're a contact center, which will have a high level of functionality and great ease of usage. But it's important that we stage this over time because we want to give you the tools you need to do your job, and we're very focused on that.
Hi Jeff, my name is Jimmy. I'm from Kansas City. Here we have 9 different carriers working underneath the United Express. Are there any plans to streamline contracts in order to create efficiency?
Jimmy, actually we have 11 carriers, not 9, serving as our regional partners. Regional carriers are very important to us because they provide the feed to the main line. And if we had less regional feed, we'd be a smaller airline at the main line. We'd have fewer employees. So regional carriers will always be an important part of United. The question that you have is, why so many? And it's a good question because we have lots of contracts with 11 different carriers, and that is a lot to administer, and we should always be looking at ways to simplify our business, at the same time making sure that our needs are met by our regional carriers in terms of serving communities and providing feed into our hubs so that you and I continue to have good jobs and we work for a successful company.
Hi, Jeff. My name is Barb Higgins. I'm from Kansas City Customer Service. My question to you today is about the downsizing that I've been seeing in the Denver market. Denver has been always a very prominent area for not just United economically, but also for our customers, our very important customers, our 1Ks, our Global Services, gateway to the west, gateway to the east from that region. It's over 1,000 miles to Houston. It's over 1,000 miles to both the East Coast, the West Coast, and Chicago. I not only would like to see the market regain its prominence, but also would like to see that money in our pocket instead of Southwest's.
Barb, Denver is actually one of our recent success stories. As you probably know, we've been losing money in Denver for quite a while. And yet over the past 12 months, we've been able to restore Denver to profitability, largely because of the great work that our co-workers have done there, and also working closely with the city itself. Denver is a city that understands the power of a hub. And you know, recently you probably saw in the news where we're now going to be flying a brand new 787 nonstop from Denver to Narita. We're doing that because the city of Denver and the business community and the civic leaders are working with us. We actually recently restructured some of our facilities obligations in Denver so that we pay less money every year. And when a city works with us, we're going to work with the city and provide really good air service, of course always subject to whatever the demand is. But hubs compete with each other and they need to be competitive, and Denver realizes that. And Denver was a high-cost hub for us, and the city's been working with us to reduce those costs, which permit us to fly more out of Denver. And we also just recently announced a couple of new domestic destinations. So I think Denver's got a bright future. We're going to continue to work hard because Denver is not a gateway. It's not situated in the periphery of the United States, but it's still an important place for us to do business, and I think you'll see us in Denver for many years. As you know, we recently celebrated our 75th anniversary, 75 years of service at Denver, and we're pretty proud of that.
Hello, Jeff. My name is Tim Davis. I'm from Kansas City. My question for you today is, according to the Great Place to Work Institute, one of the key factors in developing a great place to work is succession planning. What methods and steps do we have in place to identify those individuals within the company that have the ability, the potential, and the desire to move up and be a part of a growing airline? Do we have a mentoring program? Do we have a process that we have in place to identify those individuals and build our internal assets, our human assets, the most important asset?
Tim, one of the most important things we can do at United is to invest in our people. We have a very robust succession planning for our senior leadership, so that we always make sure that should one of our senior leaders retire or become ill or take another job, that we have someone who can seamlessly step into that person's job. More broadly, I think it's important to have opportunities for people who want to move up, either move into management for the first time or move up within management itself. And developing the right kind of mentoring programs and networking programs and coaching programs is important. And you're going to see us do more and more of that. We have an emerging leaders program today. We have a mentor program for women executives in business. We have a lot of things that we have today, but we need to do more, and you'll see us do more over time.